Yo, Capricorn community, how is it going? Soul Tigress here with the story for y'all. I put y'all second because y'all always seem to be last. If I break you up into the elements, if I break you up into the cardinal signs, Capricorn is always riding hard, and there's sometimes the caboose coming in. So this is why you're number 2. Now, let me think about it. I was going in, filling out the vibe for the Capricorn community, and I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of dark, it's kind of confusing, and some stuff is going down, and I'm like, what is happening? What is happening? This can't be so dark all the way right away. And if I remember right, Capricorn in the last story was surrounded by an individual or individuals that did not harbor good feelings or wanting Capricorn to get to their success. And I'm wondering if you're still running with these ones. I have to put it out there. The vibe that I'm getting, because I don't know what's going to happen, but the vibe that I'm getting is there is a stubborn person. They are so stubborn. Whoever this person is, they could be having some neck and shoulder pain. But this person could also be going through some kind of personal emergency. And this emergency is going to be something that's close to them. I don't know if it's going to be at work or if it has happened at work, something at home with themselves, a family member. It could be some kind of little fall. Something that happens with the finances. There's a lot of variables to what could be an emergency. So don't go to that detrimental, oh my gosh, it's life-threatening kind of thing. No. And remember, this is for entertainment purposes. So after emergency, I picked up too many games. Too many games are being played. Time's up. And what I see with too many games, I see like the field for football season. I can see basketball jerseys. Like I see the lines of whatever's being lined out for whatever sport is being done. And what I hear is just the whistles from the refs. If we all know, the refs kind of wear the same thing. So maybe the guides, maybe your angels, maybe divine is trying to blow a whistle on some stuff. Uncertainty. There is a lot of uncertainty. It could have to do with a slip up in the game. It could have something to do, again, going back to sports, this could be betting. This could be gambling. Somebody's could have slipped up that's close to you. Again, I don't know. Something weird or attached. And what I mean is it's attached to Capricorn's energy. I could see it. It's something that what I'm hearing to say is conjured. But I went down the rabbit hole with some stuff. And the next word is what I put into here. I'm going to explain. And that's poltergeist. I always say poultry, guys. I told you my language is kind of weird. I don't know where I got poultry, like the bird. Poltergeist. And if you've ever done any research with poltergeist, this is something that could be definitely manifested by somebody. Somebody who's creating a lot of anxieties, a lot of animosities, could be a lot of anger, a lot of resentment, a lot of really dark, low frequency energy. But what's weird with this something being attached, it could go one of a few different ways. It could be an attachment that this Capricorn has to something, someone, some kind of idea, or it's something that they picked up, something that somehow they manifested themselves. And you have to remember Capricorn in this community, and something doesn't want me to speak about this. You are the manifester. You are the magician. You are the sorcerer. You are the seal. You are the angel. You are the divine. You are the universe. You are the love. You are the compassion. You are the love. And that's what they don't want me to say. They don't want me to tell you that you are the love of you, yourself. People don't want other people to love themselves because that means that other person's going to do for them. Chasing love from that other person. Don't get it twisted. Somebody's running up some games right here with this frequency. And ancestors and guides are blowing a whistle. They are blowing a whistle. So let's dive in and see what's going to happen. So I always ask for positiveness. Positive. So I have my Cosmic Belief Oracle cards right here. So we're going to start off with the positiveness because love and light, I wouldn't say can keep the dark at bay, but it can definitely be more appreciated when we come out of the dark. So maybe there's something that this Capricorn needs to come out of the dark with themselves. Maybe with the games that they've been playing with themselves. I'm not sure. I am not sure. But it all wants to spill out. Holy moly. We can't take all of the cards. We can take a few though. Alright, so first off, I'm going to just ask for 3 cards right away. And I get 2. Trusting spiritual guidance. Give me certainty and the freedom to continue dreaming. Even if I can't see the results yet. I told you. They're blowing the whistle on some stuff. You want something. Something that's just like you. That loves you the way that you love. That produces the work that you produce. Capricorns are hard workers. Do not forget that. You deserve that as well. Our second card up is I healed the habit of fear. I embrace the habit of love. Is the fear being left out on your own? Is the fear of feeling like you have too many broken pieces? That who would really love this unique heart? You gotta let go of that fear. The more unique the heart is, the more beautiful it is. I'll tell you that right here, right now. Look at this. Look at this. I have a heart right here. Yeah, it's not that fully formed heart, but I can still see it. It looks different. And to someone like me, that is freaking beautiful. Don't get it twisted because somebody's running plays on you. Not everybody has good taste. Not everybody has good taste. And if you're trying to go up to somebody else's standards to impress them, they just may not have good taste in general. Why settle for something that really, really isn't for you? And talking about this, I slow down and listen to the sounds I can hear. This came in reverse. Is Capricorn still racing from one thing to another to help fulfill others? But in the long run, they kind of leave themselves out. What is it that's slowing down just for you, Capricorn, could do for you? Being able to give yourself a break. Taking the weight off your shoulders. All right. So let's go ahead and dive into the present. What is it that wants to come out? We have the Two of Pentacles here right away, as you see pops out. This Two of Pentacles is in side position. This time I'm going to read this as a little bit of confused. Confused at choices that they have had, choices that they still have, and choices that they are hung up on. So snake also represents Scorpio energy. Scorpio is transformation. Transformation and being able to still grow, but shed their skin and become looking like a new again, like a shined up penny, shined up dime, a brand new bill kind of thing. But there's something here in the choices that have been made. Getting away from the intuition, to maybe please others. Let's think about this. We'll take a step back into the new moon. The new moon is establishing, or as actually is represents the 5th house, externalization of self, and that is in Leo. With that being said, Leo also has the sun planet that represents them. The sun is the soul of self. It's where we harness our power, where we look to express our leadership in. Now let's talk about the full moon. Full moon is in Aquarius. And Aquarius represents social aspirations and ideas. It's either ideal or ideas. My handwriting. And reform. And with that being said, it's going in how we fit in is one of them. But being authentic with yourself. It's when you are authentic with yourself, you start to set in a vibration that low frequencies don't know how to match up with. But guess what? You end up leading the example. Even if they don't want to follow, even if they don't want to come, you lead that example. And that example sets standards for yourself. Standards of things that you will or will not put up with. And what I have here is the 6 of Pentacles and the 4 of Wands. And with the 6 of Pentacles and 4 of Wands both being in reverse, maybe it's being shorted. Definitely dealing with like life has shortened this Capricorn on some things. Like some things did not play out very well. Where everyone would look at it's upside down. It's just always the way that it's played out for me. Out for me with others. Because there's more than one person in this 4 of Wands. There's actually 3 of them. Definitely has to do with others. So let's get a clarity card. Clarity card for the 4 of Wands. These others could have to do with how Capricorn views love. How love is dispersed. How love is given. Maybe how love is also received. And then I have the 7 of Wands. Maybe I always have to fight. Fight for others to love me, or fight to be noticed, fight to be seen, fight to be acknowledged. And that fight doesn't have to be a physical fight. I have to explain this. It could be always trying to impress others, always trying to get others' approval kind of means. All right, and let's see. So what I have is Capricorn in this story doesn't know how to unwind what they've already built. They don't know how to reach within and say, okay, here, emotional self, I'm here. I'm here to listen to you. What is it that you need? Capricorns tend to run from the emotions. But it also could be because we can reach different levels of consciousness. And the reason why I say that is, say, somebody who drinks and does a lot of drugs and uses a lot of coping mechanisms isn't going to be as conscious as somebody who is simply just taking care of themselves. And they don't even have to be doing extra spiritual work. But you become less conscious of yourself with more distractions that you're given. And if you feel like you've always been entangled in this certain way, this certain pattern of life, this certain where you're always constricted on if anybody will notice you kind of thing. And it's being able to not depend on this in a sense. But this is what I'm seeing. I can't turn this tower. I can't really have a tower over this, you know, because it's always more than one person that's doing it. That's what I'm getting. It's like always been multiple people. And the conflict comes down to never feeling like this Capricorn is being treated right. Never feeling like they can actually be able to express themselves, you know, go into that direction that they really want. Always being entangled in connections. And connections that maybe hold on and constrict them too much. Connections that constrict them too much in the sense that there's always conflict. And that conflict ends up being translated onto Capricorn, where Capricorn doesn't feel like they have the tools. They don't feel like they're wise enough. They don't feel like they're coming in with the most. It is a hard game to play when you are dealing with your own self-doubts, your own insecurities, and then you get surrounded by other frequencies that feed into that. And especially if it's been happening for a long time. And I'm getting that this has been happening for a long time because I have the page here. The Page of Pentacles, the start of the stability. But let's get a clarity card. Let's go for that page then. Can I get a clarity card for the Page of Pentacles? All right. So I have the Fool and Upright and the Five of Cups. Because it's been so unfair for so long, getting out into this new direction, it almost feels like you go one-on-one with yourself. So for this Capricorn, it feels like they come into confrontation with themselves, like between where they want to go, how they want to get there. So it may be something where they start up something really, really quick and they start heading in that direction, but then they start remembering everything. And that everything just kind of starts taking them down and down and down and down to where they can't have that new start fully. Now let's go ahead into the block. I definitely got some cards out that have some fun stuff on them because, like I said, there's something weird going on, like games are happening. So ancestors, angels, what is it that needs to come out for the block? We have a King of Wands that lands on the Magician, the Four of Wands, and the Lovers. Could this be dealing with a lot of energies that have been just focused on themselves? Just focused on themselves, what they want. How is it that they want you to act? How is it that you need to be on their leash? How long do you need to be on their leash? When they say jump, do you jump? When they say run, do you run? When they say go get me food, do you go get me food? And this is going to be a little bit dark, but do they ask for certain things that make you feel uncomfortable? Because that's not a good sign right there. And it looks like these ones go from being on leashes into cages. Always being managed over. And you can have energies do that with you. Mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. They could really feel like you're either on a spiritual leash or in a spiritual cage with somebody. And I don't mean in a good way. What is it? And what I get is a lot of anger around that. A lot of frustration. There's a lot of cussing. So maybe going back and forth is really wearing on this Capricorn. Or maybe they move you back and forth through the anger, through the disappointment, through however emotional manipulation that they do. And this emotional manipulation can come at a high priestess in reverse. Somebody who says, oh, I'm this and that in the public eye. They look like this. They look like they got it all. They're the full thing, the whole bag of chips. When in reality, they just a bunch of crumbs. They ain't nothing but dust themselves. They can't even hold a... What I can say about this person is they would be the one to try and hold the candle in the wind, or they would be the one to try and take a piss in the wind, like totally into the wind, and not even using the concept of common sense in life, that's just going to come back onto them. This is how ignorant this other energy has been or is. And this is a Knight of Pentacles. This is somebody who's taking. Somebody who wants your stability. Somebody who wants your energy. Somebody who is definitely going to pull curtains around you to really have you fooled. They come off in one sense, oh, I'm this, I'm that. But on the other side, they is something different. I got a Mr. What is that? Mr. Hyde and Dr. Jekyll kind of personas here. And that could be something that you've been dealing with. You could get bosses who will sit here and treat others better, but then sit there and run some passive-aggressive kind of stuff on you. You get family members who would treat others better, but treat you like something else. It's weird. It is weird dealing with those type of energies. What else would like to come out for the block? Oh, this is interesting. So the Queen of Cups. Emotionally greedy, emotionally unavailable. When they're emotionally unavailable, yeah, emotions are running high. And that's in reverse. So this either goes one of two ways. Because of dealing with these two-faced individuals, it could really put one Capricorn in a stance where they have to just always withdraw their emotions from any decision or from any disappointment. It's like they can't really show how they feel. Or two, this person has been so overbearing that even if you try and come up and show that you are getting ready to have a breakdown, you're stressed out, you're overwhelmed, this person is going to come in and they're just going to poof, deflate that. And not in a good way. They're going to really make a person feel like they're not valid, they're crazy, that there's something wrong with them just because of how they feel. That's not good. That's not good. So what I'm seeing is you almost traded the whole crowd, but you got individuals here. Yeah, too much is teetering. Too much is teetering on stuff that has already been stacked. Stuff that's, should be water under the bridge. What I get is everything is just falling at this point. Maybe the Capricorn in this story is always like 5 seconds away from crying. Like if somebody actually knew this, it would break somebody's heart because they just don't know how hurt Capricorn is by these relationships with all these other humans that have played the same pattern since growing up. Since growing up. For some reason, Capricorn was never given a golden coin, a golden start. Maybe a start that they really feel like they deserve. Maybe the start that they feel like, not that they deserve, but it would have been the thing that really changed a lot of things in their life. Here comes that Ace of Pentacles. Onto that Lovers, onto the High Priestess, onto the Knight of Pentacles, onto the King of Wands. We do that sometimes. We will do that. I've done it. I'm guilty of it. I will sit there and I will look back on my life and I will say, you know what? If this situation would have played out different, I would have had a totally different outlook on life. I have plenty of scenarios like that in my life and plenty of repetitive scenarios. If I would have just gotten this one thing from this one person at that one time, it could have changed my outlook on everything. You know what? The fact that you're looking at it did change the outlook on everything. You're still going back and you're looking at it. Don't be too hard on yourself. Life can be very unfair. It can be very hard. But a lot of times the ones that have had some of the hardest lives and made it through and are still pushing forward are some of the stronger ones. They're the ones who are more independent. I know you see the set of circumstances and you see it from the side of the coin where you did a lot of self-sacrificing. There's a story, and this is how the new moon in Leo plays into a lot of self-sacrificing. There's one story in the mythology of Leo, and it talks about how a Leo wanted to marry a woodsman's daughter. And in order for the woodsman's daughter's father to agree, the Leo had to defang, take out all the teeth, and declaw themselves. Basically, this let the woodsman know that this Leo would never eat his daughter. And the Leo did it. The Leo did it. And as soon as the Leo did it, the woodsman turned on the Leo. The woodsman waited to have the Leo vulnerable, and the Leo got played. It's not a weakness to be somebody who loves others so much that you're willing to sacrifice so much. That is not a weakness. But what we were taught did not fill the things that are needed for emotional stability, for mental processing of different situations, different scenarios. Yes, we have tons of TV shows out there that depict life perfectly. We grew up on that stuff. Now we have stuff that's a little bit more relatable. It's hard. It's hard to go from one extreme to the other. And the reason why I think of the stuff more relatable, I think of that one show. Oh, what is it? There was the one show and they had the dad and the mom and all the kids. And I'm spacing it out. But the dad was the addict. The mom was bipolar. I think one of the sons ended up being bipolar. You had the oldest daughter who was trying to take care of them all. And there was a lot of drugs and alcohol. And what I'm getting at with this story is we, at some point in our life, did not have the authority to make decisions for ourselves. Those decisions were out of our hands and those decisions were made for us. But when we grow up, we have the right to make those decisions for ourselves. We have the right to go back and heal these pasts that are holding us back, these pasts that are playing into these repetitive cycles, why you feel like you're surrounded by the same people, by the same energies over and over. That is possible. But for some reason, I don't think Capricorn thinks it's possible. Or maybe they're afraid. What is it? What is it that has them blocked towards moving forward? It's the judgment in their mind. The judgment in their mind. What it is they're scared. They're scared of, if they go off in the judgment for themselves, that it's going to leave them in the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords could definitely be an entrapment. Definitely in the thoughts. A lot of conflict. Look at this person's being put in the ambulance. They feel like it's not a great idea, because if they go and they show up with their power, they bring everything in, who's going to be left beside them? Meaning they don't want to be by themselves. If they have to clean house, how much of the house do they have to clean? How much of others are going to get mad at them? How much of these others are going to walk away with them? But what they don't see is, look at, these two are walking in the same direction. They are walking in the same direction. That direction's to the new beginning. That direction is to start off in fulfillment. But right now with the Ten of Swords, it's too focused on the crowd. Too focused on the crowd. Oh. So we have this focus on the crowd. I want to bring out 3 more of the cosmic beliefs. What is it? What is it that can help with this? All right. And let's see. To help with this conflict is I enter faith step by step. Oh, that's a hard one. I enter faith step by step. This was told to me one time when I was going up in my elevator of spiritual growth. I was afraid to leave everyone that I had been with, everyone that I thought that cared about me, or everyone I put up with. And somebody said, when you get on that elevator and you go up a level, it's not going to be you by yourself, because there's going to be others there. You're going to meet new people who work to get there, new people who are starting to have that same concept into those dreams, wanting to pursue things like you do. And that happens every time you level up. You start to get a new soul tribe, they would say at that point. And then eventually, if your soul tribe's going up with you, you guys go up to another level. If not, you learn what you have to learn at that level, and you go up from there. And this, again, is repeating. It's like in a game, it's like reading chapters in a book. And what I have here is, for the first one, when I am in a state of appreciation, my vibrations are aligned with my true loving nature. That speaks wisdom. And it came out in reverse because right now Capricorn can't find or doesn't see how all this has played into their independence, has played all this into them always trying to show up that they can do what others are doing for others, in a sense. What these others deem that they wouldn't give Capricorn. Capricorn shows up doing it. And it's stepping back, and instead of looking for these others to appreciate it, it's seeing the Capricorn doing it and appreciating what they can do. You know, it's so what, this person didn't give me what I needed here, but guess what? I'm showing up right now, and I'm giving myself the coin the best way I know how. I'm showing up and I'm trying to get that stability right the best way I know how. A lot of people get tied up because they don't feel like they're doing things good enough. But how are you supposed to do things better if you don't know? You just don't know those steps yet. That's a part of the process of learning. That's the part of getting curious. That's a part of being sick and tired of being sick and tired and wanting to do more. Don't forget that. It's all a process. And sometimes we get put between a hard place and a rock. because we're meant to be squeezed out of there. We're meant to make it out of there and not just sit there and feel that pressure all the time from these other things squeezing us. Oh, wow. To start practicing, I have to get out of the way and let spirit guide me. And how is that being guided? Through appreciation and love. Those are the key right there. That's the other side of the coin. You have your doubts, you have your guilt, you have your anger, you have your resentment. On the other side of all that is love and compassion. That is how you really align with some good stuff. That's how you start to feed into your good karma currency. Because if you're always hanging around a low frequency and all that stuff, then you're just feeding the bad karma. That's why you feel like life keeps happening to you. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the Moonology. What is the final message to help out with this block here for the Capricorn community? Ooh, let's see it. A win-win outcome is forecasted in Libra, but it's asking you to be fair with yourself first. Be fair with being able to practice listening to that intuition, listening to how you feel. Adjustments are required. And those judgments or those adjustments, again, are coming at the cost of appreciation, at the cost of gratefulness. One more. The answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. Maybe it's time to stop looking at it from just one direction. What is the other direction? What is it about your authentic self? What is it that you really want to see yourself doing, see yourself being, see yourself, what is that area, that environment, that future? What is it? And being open to that. Being open to that you have been achieving it all along, but you've been achieving it in the sense with the knowledge that you've had. Okay, you've only went at it from one direction. Now it's time to go at it from another direction for the one in this story. One thing, I was going to share this. One thing I wanted to share. I do have children, and they do have a father, same father. And he has never been an active parent. TMI. And even now at this point, he doesn't want to help put food on the table. He doesn't want to help with clothes. Nothing. And up until this year, I used to have a lot of hate for him. A lot of hate. I don't have enemies, but I'd always say there's one person I hate, and that's him. And somebody threw my words at me and was like, you need to hit it with love. And I was like, no, you don't understand. And it made me ponder. It really made me ponder. What did this person do to me so much that has me feeling this low frequency energy of hate and anger and resentment and guilt? And what it was is this person has always forced me to show up when I thought I didn't have the strength. Always forced me to be the parent who's the provider, the parent who's the accountable one, the parent who rides even past when the wheels fall off for her offspring. Not gonna lie. And when I start to think about this one instant, because there was one time when I was pregnant, and then my daughter was like a year and a half, and I called my ex. And I remember that conversation. I remember crying and begging for them to move back to the state. I needed help. I was scared. This is the same person that told me I would never make it on my own. And I didn't know at the time I separated with them that I was pregnant with my second child from them. So they told me no, basically. It didn't work out, and I had to do it all by myself. And I look at me and them now, and their father lives at home with their mother, hasn't had a job, doesn't want to get a job, doesn't want to support the kids. One thing that I really harbored on is this individual never developed, never even tried to make a legacy for any of their children. Yes, my two, but they have another two that they had after. And they had never, and you don't even have to build a legacy in material terms. A legacy can be built through breaking generational curses, showing up and being something more. That's another way to do it. It's helping ripple the vibration within your family's generations to come in a positive direction. And this person never built a legacy. And when I started looking at it from those terms and looking at where they're at and looking at all the things that they did to avoid being held accountable. And then I take a step back and I look at what all their shortcomings did for me. Again, it forced me to have to be the person that rises up. It forced me to be the parent that's accountable. And I don't live at home. I've been able to move states on my own. I support my kids by myself. I keep going, and I'm setting that example. And every day I can see that the generational curses are slowly being uplifted. My legacy for my children may have not been built through materials, but it was built through stuff that money, currency, cannot buy. It's built through love. It's built through compassion. It's built through being able to develop something new, going on an adventure, exploring the new things to life, new ways of looking at things, understanding that human behavior is always changing, harnessing the powers of flexibility and adaptability and patience. So where a Capricorn may feel like their journey has already been spent, their book has already been wrote, I'm getting a vision that you're maybe halfway through your story, no matter what age you're at. And your happiness, your fulfillment, your success is not duplicated just by what was given or what wasn't given. It's all has to do with being true to yourself and what you deserve and being able to rise up. All right, so let's go ahead and get 2 more cards. Or no, 3 more cards. Yes, it's 3 more. And I have, look at that bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius. What is Sagittarius? Let's see, it's the mutable end of seasons. It's time to put some down. It's time to let it go. It's time for it to go get recycled into something positive. All right, here we go. Your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. This comes out like that. So I'm thinking that's saying, hey, put in that work. It's going to pay off. That's what your ancestors are saying. Put in that work. And nothing is going to come of this situation. Nothing is going to come going back and forth and looking at what you didn't get. Nothing's going to come out of it. When we look at things that we don't have, that creates less appreciation for the things that we do have. Don't forget that. Nothing in life is perfect. Nobody in life is perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. I get frustrated. I make mistakes. I'm not a perfect driver. But I can step back and acknowledge. I can step back and learn my lesson. And I can step back with that lesson learned, knowing that I can use it at a later time in life. In order to get rid of a lot of negative energy around you, you got to be open to loving yourself, and loving yourself. To get away from these same games getting played, maybe it's opening up a different game book. Instead of playing the game on their level, it's time to get a new game book. Like I said, behavior is always evolving. Game books, plays are always evolving. There's new technologies out there. Get out there, do some research, get some confirmation. Because I bet there's someone else who's been through that same sauce and can reconfirm everything that you're going through. And they can help show you that they made it. If they made it, you can make it. You can always make it every day. All right, Capricorn, that's my message for you. That's the message from your ancestors, from your spirit guides. Get down with them. Get down with them, because they're there right there. They are right there ready for you to be embraced by their love and the love from yourself. You deserve it, all right? Thank you so much. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day.